So there's been some discussion about how to create one of these video presentations, and as I've said before, I find that Screencastify is the easiest one to use. Um, I have already added Screencastify to Chrome. That's this little arrow head up here on the top right hand corner, and this little red dot indicates that I am currently recording. I also know I'm recording because the record on this is actually share. So when you are ready to record your presentation, you click on this button down here that will appear that says share. This is basically the stop recording button. So I know that I'm recording right now because I have this tab here, and I also have this tab here. So once you click on this, you are adding this to your toolbar. It's best to sign in with your Gmail account. This will also take you to or give you access to YouTube, so you can upload your video when you're done. Of course, this is all free. So once you start to record, or actually you'll have an option when you press that share button, a little box will open up over here. You'll have three different options. One will be share tab, which means you'll only be seeing the tab that you're currently on. So for instance, you just see this particular tab. Otherwise, you have share full screen, which is what I have on. So you can see all these different tabs are open up here. It doesn't matter, use whichever one you want. I just use the full screen so I can move back and forth between different tabs. The third option is your webcam. So if you want to do a video presentation with yourself on there, then that is fine as well. So that's the technology portion. Let's talk about presenting. So you have to do a 5-minute presentation. So what I've done, and you've seen before, is I've put together a PowerPoint. And so I'm just going to open up that and put it on the presentation setting. And my presentation is The Motive for Murder in the Cask of Amontillado by Edgar Allan Poe. This topic has been discussed extensively through the years. People trying to figure out why Montresor felt the need to murder Fortunato in such a vicious way. So my thesis for my paper is that Montresor had endured Fortunato's 1,000 injuries, but one insult that Montresor could not stomach is Fortunato's relationship with the woman he loves. And I've come to this conclusion after reviewing the story, and I've come up with some research as well as some lines from the text that I feel helps to prove this point. So one of the most important lines in this entire story is when Montresor tells Fortunato that you are rich, respected, admired, beloved. You're happy as I once was. I think one of the important aspects to this is the fact that Fortunato is considered loved or beloved. He's considered happy. He's considered respected. Each of these things is important in a relationship. And Montresor here is indicating that he no longer is gifted any of those attributes. These are attributes that you would find in a caring relationship, indicating that Fortunato has a caring relationship right now with someone, and Montresor does not. According to Alistair Fiend, Fortunato is ignorant to the fact that Montresor has deep emotional feelings for the woman to whom Fortunato is engaged. That would be the Lady Fortunato. The ignorance about his feelings from his so-called friend only serves to enrage Montresor further. So these guys are equals, right? We've seen that in a previous passage indicating that they are, where Montresor says that they are similar in many, many ways. Number one, people normally have a type that they are attracted to. So if Fortunato and Montresor are similar in many ways, perhaps the Lady Fortunato once had some sort of relationship with Montresor, but now she's with Fortunato. The other idea here is that since these two are friends, you wouldn't follow a stranger down into the catacombs. They Montresor would naturally want his friend to understand that he likes this woman, and the fact that he doesn't get that respect from his friend only serves to enrage him even further. There is another aspect to this personal aspect. And I kind of just went over some of this, but Fortunato says towards the end of the short story that will not they be waiting for us at the Palazzo, the Lady Fortunato and the rest. And in his essay Brick by Brick, Trent D'Arby confirms the idea that Montresor and the Lady Fortunato know each other well. The very fact that Poe uses the word us indicates that there is a sense of camaraderie among these people, that they have a relationship deep enough to celebrate the most sacred of holidays together. So this is taking place during the carnival season. This is a religious holiday, as well as probably one of the biggest celebrations of the year. So think about the people that you would spend, Christmas or Hanukkah or Kwanzaa or whatever big holidays you have coming up. New Year's Eve, who would you spend those with? You would spend those with those with whom you were the closest. And therefore, this treason or traitorous action, according to Montresor, is severe enough to want to make him kill Fortunato. And of course, we read about this all the time. Nothing sends people into a rage faster than a personal relationship. There is a symbol in here that is important, and of course, this is not a report on symbolism, but there is a symbol in here which kind of also leads to this idea of the treachery of Fortunato, according to Montresor. And that is the foot standing on the snake, which is the coat of arms of the Montresor family. And in English, this says, no one treads on me without repercussions. So a huge human foot. The foot crushes a serpent rampant whose fangs are embedded in the heel. And if you go back and think about the snake and the symbolism of what a snake means, go back to something like, for instance, the short story Sweat. The snake is has long been considered a phallic symbol. And if you think about the fact that Fortunato is basically trampling on Montresor's phallic symbol because he's the one who's now sleeping with Lady Fortunato. And according to Vince Neil, the serpent in the Montresor coat of arms is actually a phallic symbol that Fortunato has treaded upon as he's stolen Montresor's manhood, intentionally or not, through his sexual involvement with the Lady Fortunato. So there's a little bit of psychology in there, a little bit of Freudian, Freudian theory to be addressed. So in conclusion, whether Fortunato is aware of Montresor's affection for the lady or not, the insult of his relationship with the woman that Montresor loves leaves the jilted lover rampant. Rampant means without restrictions, without rules. If somebody's running rampant, they're just running around, not abiding by any of the rules, and certainly Montresor is not abiding by the rules. and he is rampant enough to plan and